Your one of your favorite teams, the Chicago Bears. Colin, that offense has turned things around.
Yeah.
Shane Waldron, they kicked him to the curb, and Thomas Brown and Caleb Williams, they're working magic together. Caleb says the offense feels a lot better.
I think time on task has been extremely important. You can't ever beat that. Being able to have time on task, and so I think that has provided a sense of clarity, a sense of belief and things like that. Just be decisive and have an open communication with all the players and coaches and things like that. And from there we've grown.
I'm very excited. Most 4-7 teams aren't interesting. The Bears are. Good watch. Got some big decisions to make, but I like them.
So we got 2 games of data on tape of Brown and Caleb.
All right.
I think Aaron Glenn's cooking up some stuff. Oh, I see what they're doing. That caught the Packers off guard, and the Vikings weren't ready. Lions going to be ready tomorrow? Is this a Thanksgiving beatdown?
I have a feeling I like Detroit minus the point.
I saw a stat. Goff and Campbell have lost all their Thanksgiving games together.
I know.
Remember last year, Goff was awful.
Yeah.
3 fumbles, 1 was a scoop and score.
Green Bay went in there and worked them last year. That was that Jordan Love's coming out party.
That was. If the Lions are everybody's gonna finally buy in that this is a Super Bowl team. Like the Lions have never done anything in 50 years.
How big of a win for the Bears would this be? Maybe this would be the coming out party for Caleb Williams, like Jordan Love last year.
Ooh.
He can make plays.
That's spicy. I don't know. Over, under, what's the team total on the Lions? 41? They're going to score a lot.
Yeah.
But would not shock me if there was a letdown from Detroit, because now it's like everybody. Like, were you the one that said it yesterday?
I didn't think they played very well against the Colts.
They didn't.
So you and I both had the Colts last week, plus 7.5.
Idiotic.
And they on the road against a decent team, didn't play well, and won comfortably. Maybe they're just that good.
I want to see us smash 42-13. Okay, this
They're not
team's
beating Chicago 42-13. No. Chicago's going to put some points up.
Okay, all right.
All right. This game is I hope this game doesn't let us down, because I think this game could be great. Obviously, it's going to depend on who you're rooting for. If you're a Lions fan, you're going to want like a 42-10 beat down or whatever. Bears, like this game. I just hope it's a great game, honestly. I really do. Thanksgiving games can be so weird. I don't know about you all. I'm not going to be with family just yet at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, I'll still be kind of just hanging out solo. And so I want some entertainment, because then the later games I'm going to be a lot more distracted and stuff. I wish this was the game at night, unfortunately, because then I would be able to really focus on it. But I'll probably actually even be driving at the end of this game, which will be frustrating. But I think this game can just be, I think the Chicago Bears should be better than what their record proves to be, quite frankly. And it's going to be really interesting to see, can the Chicago Bears kind of continue this momentum? Can Caleb Williams continue his momentum of getting better and better and better week to week to week, especially obviously with his new OC? But then, of course, the Lions. Like, I don't think the Lions need to send any type of message. Like, I don't really understand what J-Mac was saying, where he was like, oh, they need to kind of like, people are still kind of questioning whether or not, is this team for real? Again, if you're still questioning whether or not the Detroit Lions are for real, then like, I don't know what you're questioning. And I don't care what happened 50 years ago. Like, it means nothing. I don't care that the Lions have not been competitive for all these years. If we're talking about from a fan perspective and an excitement and what it can mean for that fan base and the NFL as a whole, sure. But in terms of what Jared Goff and Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell can do and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and what happened 10 years ago has nothing to do with anything. Absolutely, positively nothing to do with anything. Nothing. So this like constant comparison of the past just always is it just means nothing. It truly means nothing. I don't understand why people continue to do it. It always just makes my ears burn anytime they do, oh, this team hasn't won anything. And it's just like, it doesn't matter for this team. If we're talking about the team as a whole, right? Like, and we're not talking about like what's their prospects in terms of this season. Sure, like we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, how poorly they've been run, how they haven't been competitive, and literally like also, you know, they haven't made it to an NFC Championship game in 30 years. That part of that discussion can make sense. Talking about whether or not how real the Lions team is this year based on what they did 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 15 years ago means absolutely nothing. Means absolutely positively nothing, and that will always just drive me crazy. But yeah, I mean, obviously the Lions are favored to win big at home. Chicago Bears have been underperforming, relatively speaking, depending on, I guess, what your expectations were of them going into this. So I think the deck is stacked against Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears. I thought that way against the Minnesota Vikings as well, to be fair. And so if Caleb Williams succeeds and plays great and overcomes all of this and has his own coming out party, I mean, like, that would be remarkable. I mean, that would be truly remarkable. And, you know, if the Lions beat down the Bears, like, I wouldn't even be like, oh, this just shows you how bad the Bears are, or this just shows you that Caleb Williams isn't good enough. It would be like, nope, this is just how good the Lions are. So I actually don't have a prediction. Divisional games, as we know, are always a little crazy. 9.5 points is a lot. And I can't tell if it's because they don't believe in the Bears or they really believe in that much of the Lions. That's what makes this game so fascinating to me. And we know a lot of these big spread games this year have definitely not gone the way that people thought, right? Like they just haven't. There's been plenty of games where teams were favored by a lot, and they did not. That's not the way the game unfolded. Just even last week alone, you had the Chiefs and the Panthers and the Commanders and the Cowboys, right? Those two games alone had big spreads, and yet it didn't unfold that way. So, yeah, this game, I'm excited for this game, honestly, especially because there's been so many years when these teams were playing and it just didn't matter, and now it feels like it matters. Obviously, it matters more for the Lions than anything. Dropping this game would actually now, I mean, they would now actually be technically in contentions to lose just a division, right? I mean, their playoff spot, you know, making the playoffs is pretty much locked in as much as you can get. But like they actually could, you know, losing this game would actually have serious repercussions. And you know Dan Campbell's going to get that team ready to go Thanksgiving. Like they're going to use that as a rallying cry going up against the Bears, division rival. You know, they're going to want a little brother, this team. But then the Bears on the other side, like I guarantee you, they're feeling better. They're feeling confident. They're feeling like, hey, we are a great team. All the problems were with this coach, right? They're just going to put all, whether it's true or not, it doesn't even matter. But that's where the focus is. They're going to put it all in there, right? And they're going to say, he was the problem. As we can see, look, statistically, we're getting better. We're playing better. Everything's better. We got rid of that poison. He's out of there. Now we can get back to who we've always meant to be. We are a top team. Nick Wright is right. We are a Super Bowl level team. Caleb Williams is an MVP candidate. Let's go. And they're going to use that as a rallying cry in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously not like that directly, but it's going to be that belief. It's going to be the little conversations that they have. They're going to start to believe themselves more. And obviously having a statement game against the Lions would go an incredibly long way. And I think even if the Bears just play the Lions competitively, that tells me a lot about the Bears. It tells me a lot about who they are. So this game, when I was looking at the games, there was definitely a lot of skippable games for Thanksgiving at first, and then now at second glance, when you see kind of like how this season has unfolded, you're just like, all right, there's something here now. Let's go. It was funny to see them try to like really boost up the Giants Cowboys game and some of the commercials for it last week on Sunday, and they were trying to act like this was just going to be just legends battling. Let's go. Oh my God. And it's like, yeah, I don't think anybody cares about that game. This game's got potential to be a lot of fun, which is unfortunate why it's going to be so early for so many people, whether it's 12:30 Eastern Standard Time or 9, 10, 11, wherever you are in the country. Like it's an early game. I wish this was more of the primetime game than anything, honestly. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions? Do you think this game will be close? Do you think this game will be competitive? Who do you got? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.